Ronda Rousey is one of the most recognizable athletes of the 21st century. Apart from being a trailblazer in the Strikeforce women's division, she was one of the main reasons that the UFC was forced to incorporate a women's division into their brand after UFC's acquisition of Strikeforce. She was also the first ever American woman to win an Olympic medal in judo and will probably be the first woman to main event WWE's biggest event, WrestleMania. Such a storied career for a 31-year-old isn't common, so let's take a look at Ronda Rousey's journey in this edition of Wrestling Origins Ronda Rousey. Ronda was born on the 1st of February in 1987 in Riverside, California. She has two elder sisters and a well-known mother who was famous for being the first American to win the World Judo Championship in 1984. She has English, Polish, Trinidadian, and Venezuelan descent. Her biological father had committed suicide when Rousey was only 8. Ronda started training for a career in judo at age 11, training with her mother. She trained with her mother for 2 more years, after which she was professionally coached. Rousey became the youngest judoka to participate in the Olympics when she represented the USA in Athens for the 2004 Olympic Games. In April of 2006, she became the first female US judoka in nearly 10 years to win an A-level tournament as she claimed gold at the Birmingham World Cup in Great Britain. Later that year, Rousey won the bronze medal at the Junior World Championships, becoming the first US athlete ever to win 2 Junior World medals. She had an impressive showing in the 2007 Pan American Games, winning the gold medal in the middleweight division. She retired from judo at the age of 21 to focus on her career in MMA. Ronda went to the highest in MMA academy run by Gokor Shavikian, where she trained with fellow future MMA fighters Manny Gambirian and Karo Parisian. Manny in particular was a great influence to Ronda at the start of her MMA career. After she tore her knee when she was 16, he volunteered to help to open the gym every afternoon and work with her personally. The first MMA fight she took an interest in watching was Manny vs Nate Diaz. Ever since then, she says she has been a part of Team Hyaston, but she has also worked with other places such as the Glendale Fighting Club, and she trained in jiu-jitsu at the Dynamics MMA with Henry Atkins, and has also trained with Ryron and Renner Gracie of Gracie Academy, as well as BJ Penn. Rousey started as an amateur fighter, fighting first in 2010 and winning her match in 23 seconds by way of submission. She was fighting for an amateur promotion called Tough Enough, where she has a perfect 3-0 record, having won all her fights via submission in less than 1 minute. Her first pro fight also saw her win via submission in 25 seconds. She soon made her way to Strikeforce, debuting on the 18th of November in 2011, winning yet another match in the first round via submission. She rose up the ranks and eventually defeated Miesha Tate for the Strikeforce Bantamweight title, which got her mainstream attention. This led to UFC President Dana White saying Ronda Rousey would be the first ever woman to be a part of the UFC's women's division and making her the Bantamweight champion in November of 2012. Her first title defense came at UFC 157 against Liz Carmouche, who she defeated using her trademark submission. Her first non-submission win came after she defeated Sarah McMahon via TKO at UFC 170. She went on a run of 6 successful UFC title defenses, eventually losing to Holly Holm at UFC 193. Her final UFC fight came against Amanda Nunes at UFC 207, where she lost in 48 seconds via TKO. Ronda Rousey has had a history with pro wrestling. One of her idols growing up was wrestling icon Roddy Piper, from whom she borrowed the Rowdy nickname. She made her first appearance in the WWE at WrestleMania 31 alongside The Rock against Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. She made a few more appearances while constantly being linked with a move to pro wrestling. This materialized and Rousey debuted as a full-time roster member at the end of the 2018 Royal Rumble. Her first match came against Stephanie McMahon and Triple H at WrestleMania 35. She teamed with Kurt Angle for this bout, and she recently won the Raw Women's title at SummerSlam. Rousey has a professional MMA record of 12 wins and 2 losses. She has won both her WWE appearances, one via disqualification. Her accomplishments are long enough to be listed in a separate video altogether, but the 31-year-old is easily one of the most decorated women's athletes to have ever been part of sports in general. She's bound to add to this legacy through a few more accomplishments in the WWE. She is inducted in the UFC Hall of Fame and will probably go into WWE's version eventually in her life. And this was Wrestling Origins Ronda Rousey. I hope you're all having an amazing day. Thank you so much for watching Wrestling Hub, and I'll see you later with more wrestling videos.